Guys, I have figured out a way to beat Chaos Survival solo in the game of Cube Defense. Guys, this is not easy. You've got to keep up with the game and you will have to be working fast, but I'm going to show you how to beat Chaos solo in the game. I had a little bit of help and I will be crediting the people that helped me at the very end of this video, but most of the strategy was come up from myself. So let's get right into the gameplay. Guys, if we go on ahead over here and look here, I've got some awesome gameplay here I recorded a little bit ago where I beat it solo. We're going to be going over everything here. First things first is make sure you are using a map with a lot of water. If you do not have a lot of water, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to beat this solo. I use jungle in this map where I placed a ton of oil rigs right from the start before the countdown even finished. Because I placed them before the countdown finished, I was able to get extra money on the first wave, so that definitely helped. As you can see here, I had a bit of an issue with my game and it broke and I had to reset. But basically, I got myself all my oil rigs maxed out, kept maxing them out, so I had all of them maxed out to level 2. Once I had them all down to level 2, I waited till I have enough cash, and then I placed down the stealth bomber. And the stealth bomber is what we use for the very beginning defense. If you can see my inventory, there's my full loadout. The stealth bomber is the first tower that I use, and that's just to keep me alive and from taking a lot of damage. You don't need to worry about early game damage so much, you'll be getting that back later. Get your stealth bomber up to level 3. I believe I hadn't gotten it up to level 3 yet. But once you can kind of switch between maxing out your stealth bomber and getting your oil rigs upgraded, you really need to focus your oil a lot of the time on the very beginning. And again, it's not really strict. You just need to make sure that you're really focusing oil. If you need to go and upgrade your stealth bomber or something else, feel free to do that. But at the same time, remember, you got to stay focused on the oil during this. And that's what I did here, as you can see. So I continue forward and eventually we get to the Chaos Cube boss. So what I did here is I got myself a second stealth bomber, as you'll see. Now this probably isn't totally necessary, but I decided that I was going to need a bit more damage, and I would suggest doing this yourself if you want to be sure. Get yourself a second stealth bomber up as soon as you get the cash, which I didn't get it till the end of this wave. So as you'll see here, I'm going to get the cash. I'm going to place down a stealth bomber to help out with this cube. See how much money I just got from that? That was a lot of money. So take care of that cube, make sure it gets taken out, and once it's done, you should max out that stealth bomber to level 3. Get it to level 3, don't max it out, sorry. Get it to level 3 as well so it can deal with both the Chaos Cube boss and the Wizard Cube. I placed a campfire here just to help with damage. You don't have to do that. That's just for help with range and to help with HP, because I could already see my HP was kind of low. It isn't too low though, but it was still a bit lower than what I'd like. So I got a campfire down, and just so it could help out. Your campfires give you HP, so over time. So they're definitely good to have down in situations like this where you're lower on HP. I made sure to continue upgrading my oil rigs, as you can see there, and we just continue to slowly buff my defense. Once you get to wave 11, it seems, you get those 2 Chaos Cube bosses. This is the point when you want to get your stealth bombers up to level 4, actually, because at level 4 you'll actually be able to deal with those cubes. Now I actually was unable to deal with them completely. I was a bit late on this, and so I did not deal with them completely, so I took some damage. It wasn't horrible damage, but it was enough for it to be notable. As you will see here, I did take a considerable amount of damage from this cube. I went and placed a stealth bomber to try to help out, and it did knocked off a little bit, but it just wasn't enough to kill it. I did deal some damage, which isn't that big of a deal, as if you take a bit of damage, it's not gonna hurt too much. Just make sure you don't die. Continue to focus on your oil rigs, as you see here. 3 stealth bombers at level 4 should be good. Once your stealth bombers are level 4, you really shouldn't have to worry too much. Just make sure you're focusing your oil rigs and continue to get those oil rigs upgraded as fast as possible. As you can see here, I'm maxing out that third, well, not maxing out, but bringing to level 4 on that stealth bomber there. So I continue to max out here. I think I'm 1 short here. At this point, I am actually 1 short here. Now this is a hard wave here. This is why you need to have 3 level 4 stealth bombers. I actually needed an extra one because there was some bad timing there. I need a level 5 stealth bomber, but basically you need to make sure you've got at least 3 level 4 stealth bombers up by wave 15 or 16. Once you get all your oil rigs maxed out, go ahead and place down a Poseidon's Tomb. This is your next big thing. You got to make sure that you focus your Poseidon's Tomb. I would suggest placing a campfire and maxing it out with that tomb if possible. I'm unable to do it in this on this map. However, if you can, it will save you a lot of money if you campfire your tombs, guaranteed. So make sure you get campfires on them. And if you can't campfire your tombs, I would suggest placing down extra campfires anyways. As you will see later, I actually placed down a ton of extra campfires to help out. So as you can see here, I'm continuing to max out those tombs. And then we get our first Super Sun Cube, wave 25. Usually you don't have to worry too much about this if you've got 1 to 2 tombs down. Just make sure you've got some maxed out tomb down, at least 1. I would also suggest pretty soon after this cube spawns to get yourself an orbital satellite, as you'll see here in a little bit. I placed down a bunch of campfires actually at this point just to give myself some extra healing. Once you get to a point where you feel like you need it, I would say probably after your 2nd or 3rd tomb, go ahead and get yourself an orbital satellite maxed out. You're gonna need that in case you get some black hole cubes that spawn. It's really important that you get that orbital satellite maxed out. As you can see here, I've got one down at this point and I'm trying to max it out. I'm trying to save myself some cash too, but as you can see, that one's maxed out now. Watch this. As you can see, it goes off right about any second now, maybe. There it goes, and the black hole cube died. So we took care of that. See, that's very important to dealing with black hole cubes, which do 250 damage if they reach the end. You definitely do not want those guys to reach the end. They're really painful if they do. But I also managed to continue to spam campfires, try to get myself some healing. That's not as necessary. I would suggest having it like at least 3 down, just to try to keep your HP up. But again, that's up to you how much you want to do. There is really, as I may have said it earlier, it's really not strict what you're doing. Just make sure you stay focused on what you're doing. Don't get too sidetracked, and make sure you conserve your money well. Once you get, see, we got another black hole cube here, but the orbital satellite should take care of that eventually. If you get really unlucky, you may get one slip through. I think I almost had that happen to me like once or twice on this one, but I've got really lucky with some explosions, and as you can see, I managed to take care of every single black hole cube that spawned, which actually had way more in this match than most. I got a whole heck of a lot of black hole cubes in this gameplay early. As you can see, I'm continuing to max out tombs. We've got, we're on to wave 32 already. You don't really get your tombs maxed out till a lot later. Don't worry too much about nuclears. If they explode, you'll be okay. And just keep getting yourself more tombs, and I would suggest having your campfires down as well. A note to say, I kind of skipped this. There is a point where you'll have a bunch of lightning cube. I believe it's overcharged lightning cube spam. Just make sure you have most, if not all, of your stealth bombers maxed out for that, and you should be fine. If you max out all of your stealth bombers, you shouldn't have to worry too much. They will be taken care of. Or if you have an orbital satellite will probably also handle them as well. Just make sure you have one of the 2 down to deal with all of that spam of the lightning cube, because those tombs will heal those lightning cubes and bring them to the end if you're not careful. As you can see, I'm still holding above 21,000 HP. That kind of fluctuates just around that area for me in this match. It may go lower, it may go higher for you. It just depends on your match and how things go, RNG. But eventually, you'll get to the point where you've maxed out all your tombs. And once you've maxed out all your tombs, as you can see here, I begin placing down my orbital satellite in a good place where I don't think I'll be placing a temple. So on this map, I've got a lot of room, so I didn't have to worry too much. And so I just managed to get all my orbital satellites, orbital cannons maxed out over time. Took me a few waves. But yeah, I got all of them maxed out, I believe, and once I got them all maxed out, I immediately began working on a temple. This is the next thing you need to do, and this is going to be like the big focus of your gameplay for most of the rest of the game. You're just about around wave 40 at this point, maybe a bit earlier, a bit later. It just depends on the map and your RNG, but what you need to do is you need to be maxing out temples as fast as possible. I used rail minigun in this one. You don't have to use rail minigun. There are probably other methods to maxing it out, but rail minigun is what I used. Make sure you get your temple campfired so you save yourself about 30,000 cash. That's about 1 wave's worth of cash right there to save yourself 30,000. Once you get that temple down, I would suggest bringing another campfire in and immediately placing an MK2 right beside it, as I did here. Make sure you get yourself the discounts on that orbital, on that MK2 temple, but I would really suggest getting that thing maxed out immediately before beginning your next temple. It's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. There we go, got that thing maxed out. So now I immediately go over, I believe over here, yeah, and I begin placing my next temple. Now this actually harms my oil a little bit, as you will see here. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. Campfired it again. Oh, too far. As you can see, it kind of hurt my oils. I replaced them. And then I realized that it wouldn't be worth it, so I ended up not just giving that up, because if you place, at that point we only had 2 more waves left, so it wasn't a big deal for me to be placing oil rigs anymore. Continue to max them out. Pretty much just kept maxing out temples. As you can see, I tried to stay away as best from the tombs, which is good on this map. This map has a lot of distance between the water and the land, so it was very easy to keep temples off of tombs. And yeah, eventually I just managed to get all my temples down. At this point, we were actually at wave 45, as you can see here. So we were on the final wave, and I'm still maxing out temples. So that's okay. You just make sure you've got like at least 3 down by the time you reach wave 45. I made sure to get my discount, maxed it out, and then my next step here, as I've now got 3 down, I give it a campfire, boost its range a little bit. I get back over to the main area where the orbitals are, or I guess if your orbitals aren't there, just close to the very beginning, and I get yourself a Lord Zorvuzo. Again, this could be considered an event tower, but I'm not going, but you can still obtain this to this day, so I'm not worrying too much. If the nuclears knock out your campfire, just wait for the campfires to come back online. Once your campfires come back online, go ahead and max out that Lord, which right there, it's maxed out. I don't realize, there it is. So I max it out. There we go. We got plenty of damage. You just can't see it yet. I go ahead and place down the miniguns to give the Lord something else to hit besides the temples and other strong towers. Max those out as well. Not as important, but still good to have down. And yeah, I just max everything out, make sure that I've got all my towers up and good. And yeah, as you can see here, the basic cube boss died pretty fast. Really fast actually for this game. Not amazingly fast, but still really good. And yeah, we ended up killing it off eventually, and ended up killing up the Super Sun Cube boss with the tombs and the orbital satellites and cannons. But yeah, that is a game, and as you can see, it actually ended up spawning a black hole cube. You may see, yep, right there. But that wasn't a big deal. Wasn't gonna kill us, so I was good. We won. And yeah, with that, guys, that is me beating the chaos mode solo. That is my strategy, and if you want to use that strategy, feel free, guys. This strategy was used by me. I will not take full credit for this. I will admit Cordia was the one that suggested for me to use Stealth Bomber as an early defense. I will give that to him. Spidey was the one that suggested for me to focus tombs from the start and make sure that I get my tombs maxed out. I was given the rail minigun strategy from Redwart, actually an image that he shared of him doing it solo. That was actually, I believe, gotten from Spidey as well, so I probably should give credit to Spidey there as well. And that's pretty much everything. The rest of the strategy there was by my own comprehension. The rest of the strategy I came up with myself, though honestly a lot of it probably is what other users use. I will not claim that mine is unique in any way, shape, or form. However, it is my strategy and it does work really well. If it's somebody else's strategy and I just accidentally copied them, I apologize, didn't mean to copy you. It's actually a strategy that I came up with myself with just a little bit of help. So yeah, guys, that is my chaos mode solo strategy, and feel free to use it in your games. And with that, guys, thank you everyone so much for watching. And again, I know that this video has been done by many other people before. I'm not taking credit for being the person to come up with the idea of it, but I am doing it myself for my viewers if they haven't seen it yet. Guys, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.